Welcome back to A Minute with Chelsea and this little sleepy Tinky. I gave her her nasty little meat sauce. She loved it. And then I checked on my sourdough that had been sitting out overnight. She is puffy. Then I did not have time to make bread because I had an appointment and I had to hurry up and get to the chiropractor's office. I went for my bi-weekly massage. I wish I had another one because I'm still so sore, but it's not for another 2 weeks. After my massage was over, I headed to the pharmacy and picked up some medicine for the pain in my body. Then I drove over to Sam's Club and picked up my pickup order, tampons and cat litter. Isn't that a cute thing? And obviously I am not doing well without that caffeine, so I had to go to 7 Brew and get a coffee. And I hate being covered in massage oil, but every time I make myself my breakfast meal prep, I feel like I get disgusting. I smell like garlic. I always get tomato all over my shirt or all over my something. But I started on my breakfast meal prep, and then I also started on my dough while the tomatoes were kind of like roasting, braising, what are they, sauteing? I don't know what they're doing. They're in the pan. I let them get soft enough that I can squish them up into like a little sauce, and then it tastes delicious mixed with the eggs. So while that was happening, I have to knead this bread for about 8 minutes. I keep forgetting that I have a KitchenAid stand mixer that could do this for me, because every time I make this dough, I forget all about it. But also, I kind of like doing it now. It makes me feel like I'm on Little House in the Prairie or something. After I kneaded the dough for about 8 minutes, I had to cover it and let it sit, and you let it sit until it's tall enough that it's about 1 inch over the pan. And then my tomatoes were done, so I went ahead and added the eggs, and I made myself the meal prep for the whole week. Then I joined a Trova Trip webinar about how to sell tickets for trips. I don't know if it was very helpful to me. I don't think I even stayed for the whole thing. But look how good my bread looks. Oh, it's so beautiful. If you don't pat your little bread every time you make bread, who are you? Look at her. She looks so good. I never thought I would be good at making bread. I am not a good baker, and I'm not very graceful in the kitchen. I'm very messy, and I don't like to measure anything, but I do measure this. I also got myself a new pair of Hokas. I lay in bed at night and I go on the Hoka website and I add things to my favorites list. I do it for hours. So I finally gave in and got these new shoes, and I'm obsessed with them. I stopped and got gas before I drove to Little Rock. I don't know what my hair is doing. I had my leftover tzatziki's for lunch. I had the whipped feta. It's so good with honey on top. And then it was time to take a class, and I took a Leah class because it's a Monday. All I can see when I look at this are my new pink straps. I'm obsessed with them. I love them so much. I also can't stop with the Pilates socks. Somebody stop me. I don't need this many Pilates socks. I really like this move right here though. It feels great. I tried to teach it in one of my classes and everybody was like, huh? I also tried to teach that. I did teach that and everybody hated it, but I also hated doing it, but I love teaching it, and I would still do it again tomorrow. I love anything to do with an elevated tailbone, doing the lower abs. Oh, it feels so good to my lower back. My feet look so long. I know that they are filmed in 1.5, but still, they're size 11s and they just look like size 1,000,000 to me right there. This move, we were just supposed to use the box as a balance help, and nobody else turned around for the other side, so I was the only one sticking my butt out in the aisle, and I was like, great. Anything having to do with laying on your back with your legs up in tabletop is by far the hardest thing in the world other than a plank. I just hate it. But feet and straps are always redeeming at the end, and the final roll down is the best part because your whole spine just feels so much better. I completed my Flow 1 with Leah, and then I worked for another hour, and then I jumped into her Restore class. Restore isn't really work. I mean, it's body work, but it's not like cardio, it's not muscle building. It's all stretching. So you do a little bit of footwork to warm up the feet, you do a couple glute bridges to roll out the spine, and the entire rest of the class is foam rolling with this horrible, hard foam roller. And lots of stretching. I love this class. It's my favorite class to take, and I needed to take it because I've been teaching it and I needed some pointers. So I recorded it and I wrote all of it down, and now I feel like I could teach the best Restore class in the world because Leah helped me. And I love teaching it, and I love when people show up because it's such a gentle, calming class. I turn all the lights down. It's just wonderful. Then it was time to drive home. I came home to a delivery from Aluna, and I was like, oh my God, I just bitched about having too many Pilates socks, and here are more Pilates socks, but these were free. Thank you so much for sending these to me. I love them. I've been getting Lunchables at Aldi, and they're so good. These little tiny oatmeal cookies are delicious. I did not have real dinner. I had snack girl dinner because everything sounded disgusting to me. So I had hummus and guacamole and go squeeze applesauce. Look at that little